Okay, this video is going to show how to make a circular pattern. Circular patterns are very common in manufactured products because it evenly spaces out the bolts or other fasteners and around the object. So this one here we're going to use, it's a little different because I had to redo the drawing sheet a little bit, but should have everything we need on here. So for this one, the key is in the middle of the circle. And so when I create this, I want to make sure that I am creating everything from, again, that little dot. So I'm going to start off with a circle. Very important for my circular pattern. And I'm going to dimension this one. So the first outside circle is 200. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that outside circle. That's 200. I'm going to put the hole in the middle of it, extrude that up. Add this second one, extrude that up, and then do the circles. Okay, so I have a 200 here, and then while I'm here, that hole in the middle has a diameter of 40. So this becomes 200. And then when I create a circle here, I think you can do an Inventor. You might notice as you're moving, the dimensions are changing. So if you know that number before you lock it in, you can type it. So this is 40, and it'll automatically add that dimension there. So I'm going to finish my sketch. Zooms in way too far. Extrude it up. I have a thickness of 15. There we go. So my next one, create my pattern. I don't need to spin it around because it's a circle. I've got another one that's going to go like this. And then what I want is I'm going to end up creating, so that circle there, that's 140. I need to keep this one. So I'm going to use what's called project geometry or project geometry. I'm not sure which one. And I'm going to take that circle. That's going to allow me to only select this. If I hadn't done that, it's going to want to fill in when I extrude my entire circle. So I can extrude here. When I look, and the way it's listed is it's 23 to the top. So this space is whatever's 23 minus the 15 I already did. So I can just write an Inventor and say 23 minus 15. And there we go. So now I've got that with the hole in the middle. Okay, so now I'm going to create another sketch on the surface. And I'm on this surface here, so you kind of see like the top one is sticking out. That one's down there. It doesn't really matter what order you do this in. You could have done this circle after what I'm doing now, but the same thing. All right, so in order to do the circular pattern, you'll notice that when it's drawn, the circles are on this little like dashed line circle. And that's going to be helpful for us. I'm going to create that dashed line circle to put these circles on, or the holes on. So to do that, when I click on my circle command, I'm going to make a construction line. Okay, so when I highlight that and I draw this, that is now dashed, kind of like it looks like on this sheet. So that has a diameter of 170. You'll notice I'm not clicking on the dimension button. I'm hitting D on my keyboard for dimension. All right, and then I'm going to do a circle, and I got to get out of my construction line. If you forget and you do something like this, you can just hit escape, highlight, and then bring it back. Okay, so I've got that. And that has, it says here, it says 8 times diameter 15. We have to multiply. This means there's 8 of them all the way around. So one of them is 15. And it's still purple. That's because as I drag it, it moves. So I want this first one to be vertical to my center point. And now it's black. So I'll finish my sketch. Let me go back real quick. There is a circular pattern here in the sketch mode, but I don't like doing circular, rectangular, and mirrors in sketches if I can avoid it. This one I certainly can. I just find that it creates problems. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. So I'll hit finish, and I'm going to use my circular pattern here. All right, well, before I do that, we got to hit extrude. We're going to cut it all the way out. We're going to make a hole. Now we can use a circular pattern. So here we go. Circular pattern. All right, this will popped up here. So kind of like when we did our mirror where we did a whole solid, all right, we have 2 options. This one, we only want to pattern the individual features. So you'll see this is highlighted and it's in red. So I haven't selected it, and this is what it's looking for right now. Down here in the bottom left corner, right above where it says it's cloudy still because it's January, it says select features to pattern. So I'm going to click on that, and that's the only feature I want to pattern. The red arrow goes away, but it's still highlighting in features. So now I'm going to click rotation axis, and I can choose any one of my circles because they all share the same axis. Then I have my placement, how many? So there were 8 according to that sheet. And then a lot of times it goes all the way around. If for some reason it didn't, right, you could kind of play with that number, but you don't usually need to. And then if you're not doing a circle in your circular pattern, there are options for how it patterns and stuff like that. But there we go. Right. So we click OK, and it looks a whole lot like that. So that is 817.